Hello guys, Adam here from Pause Games and welcome back to Planet Zoo. So in today's episode we're going to take a look at all of the rides that are in the game. So an in-depth look at how they work and what kind of options we have with them. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe down below to stay up to date with all of our Planet Zoo content here on the channel. And if you do go on to enjoy it, then don't forget to give us a like as well. So let's head into a Sandbox park and have a look through some of the rides. Here we are then in a tropical biome, mainly because I love this biome, I think it's beautiful. So let's have a look at some of the rides then. It's the first thing we've actually ever done. I'm not put any down yet in the game. So let's have a look. I assume they're in facilities. It's the first time we've looked at them. Transport rides. So let's see what we've got in the game. We've got transport 4x4 adventure tours. We've got a monorail, riverboat ride, small steam train, and the suspended gondola. So let's just start from the beginning and have a look at the transport 4x4 adventure tour ride. So anyone who's played Planet Coaster will pretty much know straight away how these rides work. But if you're new to the game, I'll give you a very, very quick overview. It's not a tutorial, but a very quick overview of how these work. So first down, you have to put your station. This can be rotated using Z or Z, depending where you're from. And then you plumb that down. Happy days, it's done. So you can change the length of the station. We'll come back to that later on. But basically, just click the station and yeah, you can change that. And a little help box pops up, but we don't need that. So while you're building it, you can press start test and you can watch them going around. And if you'd like to watch them going around, you can do. And then it's basically just a case of plonking down track. So you've got standard track, which is just basic, or you've got track with a railing. So if you want to put a little railing on the side, you can do. Completely up to you. To place it, you can either just click on the screen or click the build button here, or enter will also work. And then you just place your track. So what are these little buttons, all these little icons mean? So this one is your length. So you can change that to however long you want it. This one is your height. So you can use that to change it. Obviously if you've got angle snap on, off I believe, yeah sorry off, you can have a little bit more movement. But keeping it on will obviously place it, have you on certain angles. This one is your turn. Again, angle snap will specify it in a little bit more of a chunk motion. Having that off will obviously make it a little bit better to control. And then this one is going to be your angle of the track. I believe that's only not, it's going red there because we're underground is what I'm pretty sure. So we'll go up here and then here. We can then do the angle like that. So it just gives it a nice little bit of angle. So what you want to do roughly with this is get it to, the easiest thing I can show you anyway is get it somewhere like towards the end of your ride. Anyone who builds coasters and all that good stuff in this game will probably know the same of just autocomplete is your friend. So if you press this bad boy, it will then finish the ride for you. Press that and it builds it. And then you don't have to mess around matching up any kind of situation at the end, because it can get a little bit tricky to match these things up, especially if you move around all the different sizes of pieces and all that kind of good stuff. If you want to go back and edit any chunk, you can just click back on it. Just click on any bit of the ride and you can edit the height or anything like that. You can select a few pieces, a bit like barriers where you just select it all. Then you can change all the height of everything in one go, the rotation and all that kind of stuff in one go. So it's a nice useful tool, and it works quite well. So that's how you do that. So let's just quit out of this and exit out and have a look what we have. So it's saying there is a problem. So what is the problem? One more ride, check that the track is in a loop and the stations are connected. So it is, but we haven't got, the station isn't complete yet. So if you click on that, what we need to do is place an entrance. So we're on this side. Here's a good little thing as well. If you want to change the side of this, so if you want your entrance and exit on this side, you can do that. So this is how we do it. So come away from that, select your track, and then this is which side your entrance has come on. So currently we've got entry left and exit left. If you want exit left and whatever, left entry and right entry, you can do that one. Or you want them both on this side, you can choose that one. Or whatever you want, that's how you do it. So exit out, back to the station, place the entrance, so now we can have that there. Put the exit. Put the exit. Oh, I'm sure that's not the one we chose, but anyway, we can put that there. And then you put a little queue line path in. And there we go, happy days. There we are. So now we can open the ride. So you can test it through that button there, or you can open it through that button there. What other options do we have? So an overview tells you very much on here what we've got, a scenery rating, all that kind of stuff. Statistics, speed and height and all that kind of things. How much money do you want to charge? This is where you can change the exit and entrance. Here's how you choose your basic load rules. Like I said, I'm not going through all this individually. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then this is where you can set your work zone and your mechanics. So that is a very quick overview of how to build one of the rides. So in terms of this ride itself then, how do you use it in an enclosure? So, like I said, I've not actually done this myself yet, but I'm fairly certain it's pretty simple to do. So, a track airlock is one of these bad boys. And I don't know if you have to build it first before you build the ride, which I'm pretty sure you do. So let's have a quick go at that here. Let's just try and expand this out a little, because this piece is literally built for the track. So let's have a look. Let's go back in here. So to delete any track is you press not enter. You press delete on it. So there we go. Delete. Right. Let's. I see. Right, there we go. So once you've built your wall, you'll press this button, which links it up to that, and then it goes through. Okay, that makes sense. Right, and then I assume that will then. Okay, let's go back to this. Yeah, so that now links straight up with your door. So that should automatically open as your ride vehicle comes to it, he says. Let's just double check that works by speeding on time a little bit. Let's put you in test mode so you go. Yeah, the theory is here this should work and speed up, not speed up, should open as it comes to it. And then obviously you build the rest of your enclosure out. You can have multiple doors on these things and you can drive it straight through an enclosure. There we go. Wonderful. Works like a treat, that does. So that's how you put little barriers and little, what they called, doors on your track. So if you want to build a lovely enclosure that this goes through, that's how you do it. And obviously you just fill the walls like the rest of it. Happy days. Right, on to the next one. Okay, so the next one we can have a look at is the monorail. The only thing that really is going to be any different for this one, the one thing I didn't mention last time, is, and monorails generally are higher. So if you want to start this higher up, press and hold shift, and that's how you get your different height variants. So that's where I want to start it, and then everything else is pretty much the same. So we'll just knock together a little one of these, and then we'll have a look at it. Okay, so one other thing that I want to mention here, very much like a coaster build, once you've completed your ride, you can go back and smooth little sections. So you can choose little areas like that. You can smooth the banking out, you can smooth everything out. See how it brings it all in and makes it nice and straight. Just a little tip if you want to make things nice, smooth curves. Right, so that's monorail done. So it's unpowered at the moment. So let's have a look. So let's place the entrance and the exit. Connect a path. And obviously in this game, everything needs a nice cheeky bit of power. So let's just add one of those in. Right, so we can open that now. I accidentally put down a water treatment instead of a power plant. So that's probably why it didn't work. So there we go. That is now open. So same as before, you've got all the different options, all the different testing things. Oh, you can change the track colour as well, by the way, just mentioning that one. If you jump into and actually change the station options, you get slightly different to if you just click on the ride in general. So there we go, that's how you open a monorail. Exciting stuff. Best thing to do here is to close it, and that's where you can change all your different sort of options. Let's have it going 16 miles an hour, see how fast that is. Yeah, speeds around the track, look at that bad boy. Wonderful. So exactly the same works with this, with the little barriers, but again, you wouldn't need to with this one. You go over the enclosures with a monorail, don't you? So that's how you play with the monorail. Next one, please. Okay, so the boat is on a little track. So what do you want to do? Do you want to get in the water? Ideally, that's what you want to do. So let's do a very quick little bit of terrain work and see how you're going to go about doing this. So you want your intensity quite high, really, with this, don't you? Make it nice and low enough. That's the thing, you need to make this low enough so the water will go in. Let's stick a flattened foundation in here. So your idea, what you want to do with this, is build out a little bit of a trackway. So if you can sort of plan your route first, that'll make this a lot easier. So we want to do like a nice sort of circle here, like this. Okay, wonderful. And then you pop in your water up to wherever you want it. So I think that's a nice amount of water. Obviously making sure it's wide enough for the ride to fit in. This is more than wide enough. And then you pop in your transport ride. So this naturally will put it to the surface. So if you put it on water, it will automatically jump to the surface of the water. Makes it easier, doesn't it? Everything else is the same. You can change this. If you want to lift it up and have it higher, you can do. But it does make it it does perfectly put it on the water. So that's where it needs to be. So pop that in, and it works exactly the same as everything else. Literally exactly the same. So we'll do a little track around this water here. Okay, so we've closed, we've made all the paths, so that all works. Open the station. And happy days. Well, we'll test it first, actually, because it makes more sense, doesn't it? And then this sets off nice on the water's surface, just like that. Now, would I have liked a version of this without a track? Of course I would. However, I think it works quite well. It's nice. It can be used very, very nicely in and around enclosures. So I think this so far is my favourite one, and something which we are probably going to do a really nice little sort of boat safari, river cruise type attraction using, because it is a very nice ride. So that is how you put together and operate a little bit of a boat tour. What's next? Right, so the little train is in. Exactly the same as before. We've put it nice on this little island. I think it looks lovely. So yeah, train builds exactly as the rest of the rides do. Nothing unique. The same kind of options you have here. Yeah, so if you select the station, you get less options to if you just select the whole ride itself. So you get the track colour options by selecting the main ride, and also you can change the different amount of trains and cars and speed and all that kind of stuff. So don't forget that if you need to change something specific, always check the two options between the actual station and the ride options. Two different things. Right, so next one we're going to have a look at, well, the final one, we're going to have a look at the suspended gondola system. So let's have a look at this. So that pops in here. So here we go. Let's have a look at this. I believe this one has to be a full loop, so let's do that. Doesn't look as complex as the Sky Gondola thing that they have in Planet Coaster. That one was very, very complicated. Okay, so there we go. We've got power, we made a little track, so let's see how this thing works. Let's test it. Open the station, no, let's test it and to see how it goes. And off we go. So yeah, again, very simple. They've took a lot of the confusion out of the gondola system that was in Planet Coaster and makes this a nice, easy loop option, which you don't have to faff around. I like it. Again, be really nice over different enclosures. And we can change all the different settings as before. Change the number of cars, change the speed, lumping up full speed, change all the colours, and all that good stuff. So they're all pretty similar in terms of building them, so they shouldn't be daunting to be able to put together, because I think they're all fairly simple. But that simpleness is what makes these things so easy to play with and come up with something really nice. And like I said, utilising the whole door system as well to make these things part of a wider enclosure is something really special. So that's obviously something we're gonna do down the line, is build one as part of a bigger enclosure with animals and have it fully interactive. So that is what these things are built for. So that is going to do us for our very quick look at the transport rides here in Planet Zoo. Like I said, it's not a tutorial, but it's just a very quick overview of what we've got currently in the game, how you put them down, and how you basically use them. Well, kind of a tutorial, but not a very in-depth or decent one. So that is going to do us for today's episode, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to give us a like down below and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of our content. Fancy a chat, head over to Twitter or Discord. All the links are down below in the description. But for now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.